Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Monday live chat here on Board Archive. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hanging out up in Whistler today. I think you can see a little bit behind me out the window here. It has been snowing a little bit, finally getting a little bit of fresh snow up here in Whistler. It's been really sunny the last few days, which has been a lot of fun. Been getting out in the park a little bit. Got a board review done, so that's going to be coming out soon for you guys over on Snowboard Pro Camp on the Yes the Great snowboard. And yeah, stoked to finally see some fresh snow up here. But anyways, guys, going to be hanging out here live with you for about an hour. So thank you guys for coming to hang out. If you got any questions for me, anything snowboard related, snowboard gear, snowboard advice, traveling, anything like that, let me know. Go ahead, start dropping those questions. Also, let me know where in the world you're joining from. It's always cool to hear where you guys are at. And gonna be leaving actually tomorrow. Well, I guess the flight's on Wednesday, but leaving to head down to the city tomorrow. Heading to Colorado for a little while, so gonna have some videos coming out from Colorado for you guys. Really stoked to get down there. You're gonna get to meet some of my really good friends, Bo, Jason, Narav, and Yannick is gonna be there also, and yeah, really looking forward to that. But for now, let's see what kind of questions we got going on. I saw David Jones pop up. What's up, David? Been watching your videos, man. Hope you're doing well. Looks like you're still having some fun throughout this healing process. Wishing you the best, man. And we got Buck Snabes, Reds Cap, Joey C from Long Island. What's up, dude? Sam Smith, Ethan McKinney in Vermont, and saying they got some powder in Vermont today. That's what's up. L Stacker, what's up, man? Ethan123, Inessa Anipko, Bad Riders, what's up, Adam? Andy Lee, just got the LibTech T-Rice Pro. Any comments? Yeah, man, solid board. If Chris Ayers, actually, he has a live chat on Wednesdays. He actually has that board. He spent a lot of time on it. He put a review up on his channel recently as well, so check that out. But I have ridden that board as well. I think it's a really solid all mountain snowboard. It's pretty aggressive. It's a rocker dominant board. It's going to have the 7-point magnet traction. It's pretty stiff as well, so a good amount of stability. And you know, Travis rips it, so you know it's a pretty sturdy snowboard because he sends it full send always from Travis. But yeah, good choice, man. And I lost my place here. All right, we got Cooper from Australia. Shout out Cooper. Benjamin from the East Coast, Blue Mountain. Nice, man. Ocean Tang from Jersey. What's up, man? Christopher Lee, all the way from Singapore. Nice. King Kilbasa, TJ, can you do a review of the Capita Spring Break Twin? Yeah, I'm looking into working that out. That board is high up on the list to get a review out on that one for you guys. So hopefully that will go down this spring. We still got like 3 months of solid boarding and board review time. So a lot of board reviews still to come for sure. Love you too, David. So Condo VIPs with the first super chat here. Hey TJ, how do you like your Falcors compared to the Atlas? Trying to decide what to put on the Orca. I like the Falcors a lot. They definitely are the most aggressive. They're very sturdy, and you can really feel the stiffness of that high back. So they're super responsive. They offer a lot of support, I would say more so than the Atlas. So if you want that really just kind of like big mountain, kind of all mountain ripper binding, I think the Falcor could be a good way to go. I wouldn't say that they're very park friendly. You could ride them in the park if you wanted to, but I would really just ride them on days that I'm going to be kind of exploring more technical terrain, steeper stuff, where you really want that support. So yeah, they are a good binding. They would pair well with the Orca, I think, actually. Yeah. All right. Jib Jeep, Colorado has been getting hammered. I know, dude. Yeah, I've been following the weather out there. It looks crazy, honestly. Like, I think I don't even know how much snow, something like 5 feet or something at the beginning of March, just ridiculous amounts of snow I've been seeing. There's been some like natural avalanches kind of near the roadways, and that's been pretty crazy to see. But I'm sure it's awesome out there. Like even in the resort, I bet the snow has just been insane. So unfortunately, I think the snow is I think the first day I'm in Colorado, we might have some fresh snow, but other than that, it's just going to be kind of pow hunting. I'll check the stashes I know, see what I can find, but I'm hoping for some solid park riding. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll be in Colorado for a while. And to that point, if any of you guys are out in Colorado, I think I'm gonna be riding kind of like Breck, Keystone, A Basin mainly. So if you're out there, it'd be awesome to meet you while I'm out in Colorado. Michael Bruschella. What's a better all mountain binding, the Union Strata or the Burton Malavita? They're both great bindings. I would say if you're going to pair it with a Burton board, you could go for the Burton EST Malavita. Otherwise, I would go for the Strata. Cam Terry. Hey TJ, is the Capital Ultrafear a good jump board? Should I keep it under the large line from Whistler? Um, it's not the best jump board. I mean, it's got that flat to rocker profile. It's not super stiff. I mean, if you're a good jumper, you're confident hitting those bigger jumps. You can send it, but if you're a little bit kind of feeling it out, still figuring out those big jumps, it might not have the stability that you need for some of the landings. But yeah, I don't know if I would do the large line in Whistler with that board because the large line here is a true large line. It's massive. So, but yeah, the gray line you could probably still do without any issues, which is still pretty big. Ryan Hanan, DOA or the Outsiders? Oh man, both really fun boards. I think personally I like the DOA a little bit better, and the Outsiders is just a little bit stiffer. So if you want that extra stiffness, maybe you're doing more jumping, go for the Outsiders. I think the DOA is like a nice, well-rounded kind of snowboard. Grady Moore from Colorado. Awesome, Grady. What binding should I get for the Skunk Ape 170? Dang, man, that is a burly snowboard. I would go for either the Atlas or the Falcors, man. I think yeah, for that's a lot of board, so I'd put a lot of binding on it. Something aggressive. Jesse, watching from the prairies of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Nice, man. That's about as Canadian as it gets. All right, we got Hiro Nazumi. Will you be hitting up Falls Creek or Mount Hotham in Oz this year now that they're covered by the Epic Pass? Potentially, man, as that time comes closer, we'll definitely let you guys know. I am planning on going down to that part of the world with Kevin, kind of towards the end of the North American summer here. So we'll keep you guys posted. And yeah, it would be cool. I've had a lot of you guys have recommended to check those out, and yeah, I'm not opposed to it. Tristan the G, thoughts on the Capita BSOD, Black Snowboard of Death, watching from Alberta. Yeah, it's a solid, like free ride kind of big mountain board. It's a directional, gonna do all right in powder. Very stiff, very aggressive, gonna be good for like high speed carving and, something that's gonna offer a lot of stability, a very aggressive snowboard. Awesome, guys. Thank you for all the great questions so far. I appreciate all you guys being here, hanging out with me. Just scrolling through right now, scrolling back up actually. All right. So we got Bad Riders. I'm not sure what you're saying, man. Something about Dweek Camber podcast? I don't know, man. I don't know what that is. Robert Garcia, what's up, dude? And Christopher Lee, how do you mount the GoPro camera and video the rear rider? So like filming behind you. So yeah, we use the Karma grip and we literally are just riding with the camera behind us, filming uphill, man. It's a very challenging way to film, but the shots come out pretty awesome when you get it right. So it's a fun one to try. And yeah, it's just trial and error, man, until you figure it out and then you can get more consistent with it. The Karma grip definitely makes it much easier than if you're trying to do it just like with a selfie stick. Even the Hero 7, it's pretty difficult. Ryan Pat Yee, what is a better everything parkboard, DOA or Westmark camber? Both great choices, and man, you can't go wrong with either one. I would say the biggest thing is that the Westmark camber has that grip tech. Doesn't bother me at all in the park. Some people kind of want to stay away from those additional contact points on their freestyle boards. So if you'd rather not have those added contact points, go for the DOA. Otherwise, they're very similar options, man. You know, I'd be considering things like the graphic. You know, anything you know about the brand that might sway you, but yeah, can't go wrong. What's up, Zach Eigert? G Tan from Beijing. What's up, man? Vince Lacey coming in from San Francisco. Tim from Val d'Isere, France. Sweet. Jess Rosenthal, do you use a belt or a shoelace? Oh man, that's a great question. I actually used to use a shoelace for quite a while, like not a shoelace, a snowboard lace, just because they're so much longer. But now I use an arcade belt and it's so worth it. They're like 20 bucks. They're like a stretchy belt with a buckle and they work so well for snowboard pants and, you know, regular pants too. But yeah, arcade belts, check them out. Roadster 99. Love the content that both you and Kevin produce. Watching from the Mount Hood area. Question: if you could only ride one board for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh my goodness. That would not be a very cool situation to be in. I'd probably like be trying to make my own snowboard out of trees somehow. But I'm gonna go with the Westmark camber just because that's been my go-to for everything now. Yeah, I think the Westmark camber. Maybe the Kazoo is a close call too. Have a little bit of directional would be better in powder, but yeah, the Westmark camber is not very good in powder, but for everything else, and particularly the fact that it's so freestyle friendly, kind of leans me more towards that board. Malpractice, what's up, man? Steve Barragan. Sam Smith just got the T-Rice Gold member. Nice. I haven't ridden that one. Justin, any chance for some Nitro board reviews in the future? Yeah, hoping to get on more Nitros. I did a review on the Nitro Squash earlier this season, but nothing 100% on the books yet, but I definitely would like to get on some more Nitros for sure. All right. Dan Williamson. Hey, TJ, what are your thoughts on the ride Machete? Watching from the Netherlands, by the way. Sick. Yeah, so I actually haven't ridden the Machete in a while since my first year doing the board reviews. And so I'm not 100% sure if they've changed it. Ride hasn't been a big brand for me for the reviews. But, well, I've ridden a few ride boards, but mainly like the pigs, like the Twin Pig and the War Pig. Anyways, when I rode the Machete last, it was flat camber. It had a bunch of carbon in it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. There is a review on Snowboard Pro Camp if you want to check it out. And yeah, it's like a fun all mountain board, all mountain freestyle kind of board. Honestly, I really the one thing I remember is that despite being a flat camber board, it still had a lot of energy and good pop and stuff just because they put so much carbon in it. So yeah. Oh man, thanks for all the questions, guys. I'm just gonna make sure I didn't miss any super chats here. We got Old Man Shredder. Shout out to all the DWCP homies. Shout out. What's this? So Adam had the D apostrophe going on as well. What's going on with that, guys? Let me know. And then Red's Cap with the super chat here from Lauren. Still waiting for some women's board reviews and a men's/women's equivalent board comparison. Hashtag board review fund. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I have some ideas kind of in that field of content. So we'll get something going soon for you guys related to like the men's, women's snowboards for sure. Thanks, Reggie. Thanks for the super chats, guys. All right, Gemma Spencer, where was the best park you have ever ridden? From Oz and want to hit up some more parks next season. It's a tough call. There are a lot of good parks all over. Keystone is one of my all-time favorites, A51 and I-70, just really, really fun place to ride. Copper in Colorado is, if you're there, I would recommend riding Copper as well if you can. Their park is pretty insane. In Europe, a big standout was St. Anton's Park, Stanton Park, and it's not super big, but you can lap it really fast, and they have a wide variety of features. They got big pro line jumps, medium jumps, a fun rail line, big rails, beginner rails. So that place was cool, and the views were pretty crazy, but the biggest standout was just how fast you can lap it on their button lift. And Perisher in Oz is pretty good, but I guess yeah, you probably want to get out of Oz, seeing as how you're from there. Hopefully, you've probably already ridden Perisher, but yeah, Whistler has great parks. Mammoth has an epic park as well, and like Brighton Park City in Utah, all amazing places to check out. I'd recommend all of them. All right, Rake88. Hey TJ, your opinion on the Capita Scott Stevens Pro board? Check out the review. There is a review on that one, and also the Union binding comparison video over on Snowboard Pro Camp. I was riding the Scott Stevens, and it's very similar to the Capita Ultrafear. So it's got the same profile, flat to rocker, but it's a little bit burlier, in my opinion. Just a little bit more stable, a little bit more poppy, but it's like a very fun kind of all-around park board. Still nice and jibby, very pressable, but you know, can stand up to some abuse for sure. To see, you know, look at what Scott Stevens is doing with it. Scrawl 34, what's up, man? Chi Ming, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Hope you guys have been having some fun since Revelstoke. So stoked to get your stickers in the mail. Hope you enjoyed Revy, although they haven't snowed for 2 weeks. Wendy says hi too. Yeah, Revelstoke was a ton of fun. What caught me by surprise the most was just like the 360 mountain views. I mean, I guess I should have expected it. I knew we were going to do some hikes all the way to the peak. That's, you know, kind of standard for us. But once we were up there, the views were just insane. And like we did 2 days of split boarding, so that was really fun. I got one more split board video that's going to come on the channel soon, and yeah, you guys can check that out. That one's going to be pretty fun. That was a really cool day. But yeah, Revelstoke was insane. If you guys can get out there when they have some fresh snow, it's a very steep pitch, a very consistent pitch. So I'm sure just every turn would just be insane. But it was still fun, regardless, even without the snow. All right. Engine, what's up? All right, Alan. Been a while since I could catch one of these. Mind Expander versus Orca. Great question, man. And I think that they just have different feels, you know. So the Orca, it's it's pretty wide. The Mind Expander is fairly wide as well, but I think the Orca is a bit wider. It's got the magna traction and it's more stable. So I would say for like it's got a more aggressive magna traction. So I would say for like kind of variable terrain, big mountain riding, kind of higher speed stuff, the Orca is going to do better, and it still floats really well in powder versus the Mind Expander is kind of similar, but it's not as aggressive. I think it's got a bit of a more surfy feel going on to it. And I would have to compare more side by side to tell you truly which one floats better in powder. But yeah, the Mind Expander is a ton of fun in powder. And yeah, it's just a bit looser and a bit more surfy since it's got that full rocker going on. Yeah, that'd be a tough call. I think I'd probably go Orca, honestly, if I was choosing between those two. And then if I couldn't find the Orca, I know it's been sold out like everywhere, then maybe I'd go for the Mind Expander as a close second. I really want to get on the Ultra Mind Expander. That one looks crazy. I saw it in person and like kind of flexed it a bit and checked it out, and it looks like just a really aggressive version of the Mind Expander. I'd love to get that one out on a POW day and see how it does. Eric Tenney, thoughts on detuning a board for park? When should you detune and what exactly should be done? So I do have a video on Board Archive talking about that exactly, detuning for park, so check that out. But just a quick summary is you want to get a diamond stone and a gummy stone if you have one. And I usually, I think the main part to focus on is just right between the bindings. So when you're doing board slides, front boards, you're just getting sideways on rails, it's helping to minimize that chance that you're going to catch and have something funky happen. So that's where I focus the most. I try to round that pretty well with the diamond stone and then go over it with a gummy stone just to make sure everything is like perfectly nice and smooth. And then maybe a little bit just by the contact points, like that widest point on the nose and tail. But I wouldn't do the full edge unless you just, have a dedicated like park jib board, that you're not really ever riding on ice. Then you could just get that max dull edge and, have full confidence on rails. But between the bindings is the main thing. Catman Snow, thanks TJ for the stickers. Can't wait till they're coming in the mail. You're welcome, man. Happy early birthday. Yeah, I've got some stickers available still if you guys want to check them out. I think there's a link in the description. And yeah, those are going to be mailing out tomorrow. So hopefully you get them soon. Hopefully they arrive before your birthday. Game like Smarties. Hey TJ, I'm looking for a good priced park board. Any advice? Yeah, I think the Capita Ultrafear, or not the Ultrafear. Well, the Ultrafear is a pretty fair price actually, but I was thinking the Horoscope. That one is like a nice low price point there. Going to be really fun in the park. A pretty jibby, just easy to maneuver snowboard. Even the DOA isn't that expensive if you want something kind of more well-rounded. The Ride Twin Pig comes in at a good price, and that one's fun in the park. I'm actually going to be riding that board a lot more in the near future, so you guys will see that start to pop up in some videos. Yeah, stoked to feel that one out more. And yeah, some of the GNUs I'm thinking of are a bit of a higher price point, but yeah, check those out and see if you like those, man. All right. Martin saying apparently there's some secret going on with the super chats here amongst a few of you guys. And he says, we can tell you, but then we would have to kill you. But you'll let me, I'm sure in due time, I'll find out. All right. So Vince Lacey with the super chat. Thanks, Vince. Want the Ultrafear based on your review? Do you recommend a 153 or 155 for a 175-pound guy? Capita recommends the 155 for 120 to 180, but people say size down 2 centimeters for park. Um, so yeah, thanks for including the weight range, by the way. I appreciate that. Yeah, since you are just out of the weight range on the 153, it's gonna feel much more jibby than how I talk about it in the review video. It's gonna feel a good bit softer. It's gonna be much more pressable. It's not gonna have the same stability on jumps. Honestly, even the 155, kind of reaching the upper end of the weight range there, it's still going to feel fairly soft. So I would say go for the 155. Honestly, I usually ride a 54 or a 55 in the park, and I don't have any issues. I don't think it's like too bulky for jibbing or anything. So I would go for the 155, Vince. Honestly, I think that's going to serve you better, and it's not going to hold you back at all. And yeah, that way you're kind of getting a more true feel out of the board, and minimize the chances of, you know, any kind of damage happening. Engine. Hey TJ, you have to check out the Doughboy Shredder. That board rocks. Shout out to the DeWeek Camber podcast folks. I'm trying to think if me saying that out loud makes it sound like I'm saying something else. I'm not sure. I can't process that right now. But yeah, I saw your photo with the Doughboy Shredder, man. I think Rav showed me, and yeah, that board looks insane. I definitely want to check it out. It's for those of you that don't know, the Doughboy is a board from LibTech that is basically has like a life-size skeleton on it, and it's a really long snowboard. It's taller. It's probably taller than you are. So yeah, it's a pretty unique, interesting board. Cheyenne, what's up, TJ? Are you more excited for park or powder when you come to Colorado? Honestly, I'm more excited for park. I'm going to be cruising with Bo and Jason for the first few days that I'm there. And yeah, guys that I've ridden park with in North Carolina for years and kind of came up and learned everything with. So I'm really excited to get in the park with those guys. And then obviously it's been a while since I've been to like Breck or Keystone. And yeah, I can't wait to ride those parks. Hoping to get out to Copper as well. And then we'll keep you guys posted, but there's probably going to be some more Colorado adventures going on as well. And yeah, hoping to check out some more places. And obviously, if it dumps, I'm going to be in the trees, revisiting some of my favorite stashes, trying to find that powder. But otherwise, probably mainly park riding. Looking forward to it. Howard Tufts. My wife has also been asking if you guys are going to do women's board reviews. Hashtag board review fund. Yeah, so I should be including the more women's equivalents in with my board reviews. I'll start putting that in the description starting with this next one. I'm going to be doing some content on women's boards, but I did say that I was going to review at least one women's board, like me personally. So that will probably come. But yeah. I can't guarantee that there's going to be a lot of women's board reviews, but hopefully there will be some coming. Hopefully we'll find a way to make that happen for you guys, since it seems a lot of you want to see it. Love to provide that for you. Engen, hashtag boots fund. Ain't I a stinker, dude? Thanks, Engen. I appreciate it. So like I said, going to Colorado, coming up soon. I was going to check out some new boots, so I'll see if I'll pick some up. I actually have a video, kind of like a comprehensive review, kind of like 60-day. Well, I've ridden them more than 60 days, but a 60-day summary on the Adidas Tactical ADV that's going to be coming out soon, and kind of just sharing my thoughts and how they've held up over all those days. And it's a tough call, Engen, because you know the Adidas boots. They are very comfortable. Literally the only complaint that I have on the Adidas boots is that right foot, my back leg, is just too soft. So I'll probably get new boots though. I think I'm gonna get some new boots. I think I've like almost reached the threshold for these guys. I could take them to 100 days, but I might get some new ones. You know, we're approaching like 70, 75 days on these guys. Adam with the super chat. Yeah, that might be a solution. I think there's some other solutions as well, Adam. But yeah, thanks for the super chat. Hashtag DWCP. You guys got to let me in on this. You can't be doing this every live chat without letting me know what's up. I'll let it slide this time. All right. Osvaldo, how would you compare the Burton Deep Thinker to the Jones Flagship? Great question, man. And I think that those are both very different snowboards. Really, just as far as aggressiveness goes, the Deep Thinker is not nearly as stiff as the Flagship. It's still going to be a fun, like free ridey carby board, but it's not going to be that like no speed limit, just charge like you can on the Flagship. It's also missing the additional contact points that you're going to get on the Jones snowboard. So I just think you'll have a little more confidence ripping around. Basically just more stability all around, stability, edge holds. And you also get the 3D spoon nose on the Jones and tail. So they're quite different, man. I think the Deep Thinker can actually still be pretty fun for like freestyle stuff, whether it's natural features or in the park. Even doing like presses and stuff like that, whereas the Flagship is not really going to be conducive to that style of riding at all. It's more of just like a pure free ride, maybe powder kind of big mountain kind of board. So hope that helps you out. They're both really fun boards, but they are pretty different. All right, and we got Sam with a super chat here. Hey TJ, looking for a new daily driver. All mountain, but can take to the park. Thinking about the T-Rice Pro / TRS, but open to suggestions from Toronto. Awesome, thanks Sam. So like an all mountain can take into the park. I would go TRS over the T-Rice Pro between those two for sure. The Deep Thinker, like I was just talking about, could be a good option as well for you. The Capita Kazu could be a good option as well. Let's see. I think the Arbor Westmark Camber, if you're not really going to be riding much powder, that could be a good option. That's a really solid all-mountain board and still very freestyle friendly. To that point, even I just rode the Yes the Greats, and that one actually really surprised me. They kind of made the mid-bite a bit more pronounced on that guy, and it offers great grip for that more variable kind of technical terrain, and very freestyle friendly whether you're jibbing or hitting jumps. So for more freestyle friendly, I'd look at something like that, the Westmark or the Greats. Or you could even go the Westmark Rocker if you wanted. That'll float a little bit better in powder. Otherwise, yeah, the TRS would be a really good option, kind of all around. With that 7-point mag, it's not my favorite for park, but it can definitely work on jibs and stuff. Otherwise, yeah, Deep Thinker or Capita Kazu could be good options as well. And Vince Lacey, thanks for the answer. And thanks Chi Ming for sending it. Sweet, Vince. Thanks for the support, man. All you guys, I appreciate it. Nick Knudsen, just first comment I see here back out in the chat. Capita Kazu or Deep Thinker? I like they're both fun. The Kazu is a bit more aggressive. They're very similar snowboards. I opted for the Kazu as one of my personal boards this year, and I've really been enjoying it. So I'm gonna go Kazu. George Morales, how do you feel about getting the Capita Mercury for hard snow conditions? I live in Southern California, and we tend to not get great conditions. Yeah, it doesn't have, I think they call it death grip on the Mercury. So if you keep the edges sharp, it'll do fine, but it doesn't have anything like magnet traction that's really gonna really make a noticeable bite down on that more firm snow. But yeah, the Mercury is a great all-arounder as well. Very freestyle friendly, slight setback, no taper, whereas the Kazu does have a taper and a setback, so a little bit more freestyle friendly. And it's a pretty aggressive board. So yeah, I think if you keep your edges sharp, it'll be totally fine, man. If that's a board that you're drawn to, it's a really fun one. Eric Nestorovich, when will you be in Colorado? So I will be in Colorado. First day snowboarding is going to be this Thursday, so just a few days away, and we'll kind of be riding Breckenridge, Keystone A Basin area for 4 or 5 days, starting on Thursday. So yeah, hit me up on Instagram. I'll be throwing stuff on the story, letting you guys know where I'm at. It'd be cool to get some laps in and see you guys out on the hill for sure. Ryan, have you tried the Yes Standard snowboard? If you did, what do you think about it? I have not tried the Yes Standard yet, but I will. I will be able to try that board this season. So yeah, a review will be coming. It'll be after Colorado. It'll be back up here in Whistler, but yeah, that one I've had my eye on for a while. And yeah, I hope actually to be able to try it in powder. We'll see. It's kind of getting to where spring is approaching pretty quickly. But either way, we'll have some fun on it and check it out for you guys. Looks like a great board. I'm really curious. The reason I say that is because it has the float insert, so you can really set that stance back. So it'd be cool to try that. But yeah, looking forward to getting on that one. Liam Bruce, thoughts on indoor snowboarding? Watching in the UK. Nice, Liam. Yeah, indoor snowboarding is awesome. I wish that it was more available all over the place. The only places I've been is Hemel Hempstead in London and Landgraf over in the Netherlands, and I really enjoyed it in both places. I think the coolest thing, in my opinion, is that you can do it all year round. So even in the summer, it could be like, I don't know, 100 degrees. You can still go snowboarding all season, which is way better than like trying to do a dry slope or um, you know do some other off-season activity to try to keep the snowboard like muscle memory and everything going. So yeah, I'm about it. If you have it near you, take advantage because yeah, that's a blessing for sure. I hope to see more pop up. All right. Cam Terry, TJ, is the TRS a great half pipe slash jump slash rail board, or is it just an all mountain board? I think it would do all right in the pipe. It'd be fine on jumps as well, and you can definitely still hit rails with it. But like I mentioned, that 7 point magnet traction isn't my favorite for doing kind of rail riding and jibbing. But yeah, I would say yeah, it's a nice all mountain board, but it's kind of an all mountain freestyle board as well. It's like an all mountain freestyle board that kind of caters a little more towards all mountain, if that makes sense. I guess that's how I would want to describe it. D Rick last year wasn't happy with the Westmark rocker on groomers. It was too loose for me, so I got the Razi 1LF, which is a hybrid with mellow mag, and that performed very well this year in Austria. Well, shout out D. Hope you've been enjoying the season in Austria. I hope to get back out to Austria as soon as possible. And yeah, I could see that. The Westmark rocker is full rocker. It's not hybrid whatsoever. You do have that grip tech, and I think it does have a pretty true mid flex, so there's some decent stability, but it's for sure looser than a board that incorporates camber into the profile. So that makes sense, and everyone has their personal preference. Or I also believe that it's good to have more than one snowboard. There's different snowboards are for different situations, different days, different styles. So it's not bad to have a few. JT Naring, when is your next snowboard trip? Also, keep up the good vids. Thanks, JT. And it is tomorrow. It starts tomorrow, leaving Whistler, going to Colorado. So, yeah, soon. All right. Martin Herrera. Oh, I like this one. Kind of a bit of a tech question. What's the benefit of a wide snowboard? So, I guess there's a couple of different routes to answer that. So there's like your typical wide board where it's like a regular snowboard that you would like, and there's just a wide version of it. So literally, they've just taken a snowboard that's already out there and they've made it wider, and usually uh, people would go for that to accommodate a larger boot size to avoid like your toes and heels from dragging as you're carving and booting out and just causing trouble. And I definitely recommend a wide board if you do have a larger boot size. Then there's also like the kind of new surfy trend that's kind of starting in the industry with the surf inspired boards and the volume shifted boards. So basically, that's a board that is designed naturally wide and is also meant to be ridden at a smaller size. So like the War Pig, the Orca are a couple of examples there. The K287. You can ride them at a smaller size, and they're still going to be nice and wide to accommodate that boot size. And I think personally, yeah, the biggest advantage of having a wide snowboard is to be able to lay over more aggressive carves. Like if you're into Euro carving or yeah, like just laying out carves, dragging your elbow, that type of stuff. A wide board is going to allow you to do that much more easily. And then when it comes to the volume shifted, if you can get on a shorter one and it's still wide enough for your boot size, or maybe you don't have, maybe you wear a size 9 and you just want a volume shifted board, then it's going to be a bit more maneuverable because you can ride that smaller size. It's going to be quicker to turn, and then you're still going to get that width. So yeah, wide boards and volume shifted boards are a lot of fun. Michael Bowman, assa, dude. All right. Thank you for all the questions, guys. And Cheyenne saying, heads up, Thursday's a powder day. That's what I hear, man. So I'm coming in Wednesday night. I was planning on going by Evo and saying hi to all those guys and maybe picking up a pair of boots Thursday morning, but they don't open until 10. And so then we wouldn't get to the mountain until like 1. So if it is going to be a pow day, I think, I'll keep my eye on the forecast and stuff, but we might just book it out to the mountains first thing Thursday morning. And I don't know. I want to ride Keystone, I think, so I'll probably just go to the Outback and check that out. Maybe even do some cat boarding if they're running the cat. But yeah, thanks for the heads up, man. I kind of hope it's a pow day. Honestly, some Colorado powder would be awesome, and then just like sunny park days the rest of the trip. That'd be nice. Mr. Cino, thanks for the awesome vids, man. Thoughts on Winter Park? I hear it's gotten better. I haven't ridden Winter Park in about 10 years, man. My first time actually ever riding out west was at Winter Park. I went with my school snowboard team. We made it to the like finals somehow from North Carolina, and so we got to compete out west. And it was really cool. I remember, I think it was like the Dark Territory was the park we competed in, and then there was like a bunch of other stuff going on. But I didn't really get to explore the mountain back then, and I don't really just have like the best recollection anyways, and especially if it's changed a lot, I'm sure in 10 years. So I do have the Icon Pass though, so there's a chance maybe that we'll head out there on this trip to Colorado and update you guys. But yeah, I would, Winter Park is still going to be a world class resort for sure. Reggie with the super chat for SPC and BA Community Fund, hashtag Whistler 2020 Meetup Fund. Shout out to the OGs and the Week Camber podcast folks. Week Camber. Week Camber. Interesting. Is episode 1 of the podcast out yet? Let me know. I'm trying to check this out. What's going on here? You guys have conspired and created something. which is awesome. I want to check it out. All right. Thank you, Reggie. Legend. And Vince Powell Newman, just cuz. In Colombia this week, hence the currency. Hashtag Arepa Fund. Nice, dude. Well, enjoy Colombia. Honestly, my first friend ever. I've known him since I was like literally like 3 years old. He's from Colombia and his family, but I've never been to Colombia. I'd like to go, so if I do go, I'll go with them. But enjoy, man. Are you doing some surfing out there? What's going on in Colombia? You there for work? That's a pretty cool trip. All right, Sunny Delight. Hey man, retiring the Flow NX2 bindings for Burton Malavita for my K2 bottle rocket. Thoughts? I'm a size 10.5 boot. Should I go for medium or large size? Nice man, stepping it up from the Flows. Um, yeah, the Malavita would pair well with the bottle rocket. That's another volume shifted board there, and it was a lot stiffer than I thought it was going to be when I rode that one. And with a 10.5, I would say go for a medium if you can. That's kind of like the biggest size that you can fit in a medium for most bindings. I'm pretty sure for Burton that's going to work out. And ideally, you would want to go for the medium to minimize that footprint on the snowboard and just give you a little bit better response and flex out of the board. So if you can find it, go medium. But honestly, man, instead of the Malavitas, I would go Stratas or Atlas. And like I've said this a bunch, I'm going to do a video on it soon at some point this spring. But with Burtons, when you put them on a non-Burton snowboard, if you don't have the EST system, you're limited on the width adjustability. So you can't really dial your stance width in 100%. So that's why I would recommend Union. Otherwise, the Burton Malavitas are a pretty awesome, comfortable, high performance binding. And we got Wendy Lowe on the chat here. Thanks, Wendy. Can't wait to check out the women's board review. Any ideas on what board that will be? Miss seeing you on the mountain, and thanks for the stickers again. You're awesome. Thanks, Wendy. You're awesome as well. Great seeing you guys in Whistler and in Jackson. Yeah, hope you guys are doing well wherever you're at nowadays. And yeah, thank you for repping the stickers. And I do not know what board it's going to be. I think I'll probably have quite a few options, but I haven't done the research to see what specifically is available and if they make that board in a size big enough where I could actually ride it. So there's kind of some factors going on into that, but we'll definitely keep you guys posted. Thanks, Wendy, Chi Ming. You guys are awesome. All right. Thank you for all the great questions already, guys. We still got 140 people on the chat here. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come hang out with me this Monday afternoon or whatever time it is where you're at in the world. And if you guys want to help me out, if you could just give the video a like, it helps more people find it. And yeah, that'd be awesome. Really appreciate it. And Teddy Two Sticks, which Jones board is the best for all mountain? I like the Jones Mountain Twin. I think that one's a lot of fun for kind of, do anything, can still hit natural features pretty well on it. I really want to try the Jones Aviator. I haven't gotten on that one yet, but I think I'll have the opportunity this season to get a review out on that one for you guys. So yeah, right now I would say the Mountain Twin. Yeah, or the Flagship if you want that kind of more directional powder performance. But for me, since I would want to be doing like, hitting natural features, doing like kind of freestyle oriented stuff, or maybe even take it into the park, I'd probably go for the Mountain Twin. Yeah, here's a question for you guys. When you guys hear all mountain snowboard, do you think like the whole mountain, including the terrain park, or do you think like everything but the terrain park? I'm just curious, kind of like what's in your head, because for me, I do include the park in the whole mountain, so that is always in mind. I just would say maybe a little bit less, for all mountain versus like, because they do make all mountain freestyle as well. But yeah, that'd be an interesting debate right there. Gaija 45. Libtech Orca too wide for intermediate or best for learning new things? Yeah, I think the Orca is it's an advanced snowboard, man. That width and just the aggressiveness overall on the Orca is going to make it a bit challenging as you're still kind of really dialing in those fundamentals. So yeah, I don't know if I would recommend it for an intermediate. I'd maybe look at um, something more like from GNU. You could do like maybe like the cold brew. That might be a little bit of a better option. Nator, Nader, best bindings for under 150 bucks. I would go for, so my hands down, my go-to budget binding happens to fall exactly at that price point brand new is the Union Flight Pro. So, all right, no new board. Everything, but not really good. That's a that's better answer as my first everything. Ooh, I think I missed your first question. All right, and we got Engen chiming in with the question I threw out to you guys. Shout out Engen. All Mountain is a board for park. Groomers, off-piste, jack of all trades, master of none. Exactly. That's where I'm at. I'm right there with you, Engen. Jiang, Kapati. Yo, sorry I'm late. Are you do you know Reggie? Are you with Reggie? It's all good. Yeah, thanks for hopping on anyways. And we got Fat Man, Scoot. Hey TJ, still coming down to Bear Mountain. Really would like to check out Bear, but I don't know if it's gonna happen this year, man. I was actually just kind of looking. I was kind of looking at the webcams just yesterday, and I think with the coverage that they have, I think they're getting dumped on actually today, but with the coverage they have, I don't know if I want to travel there just because basically after once spring riding hits here in Whistler in Colorado, it's kind of like it's going to be like park and spring for 4 or 5 months straight. So I don't know if I want to like travel to do that when it's kind of coming anyway. But I do really want to check out Bear just because it's so legendary. So it'll happen, but I don't know if it's gonna be this season, man. Bo, yo, what's up, Bo? Yo, you on your way? Clearly I am on the way. No, I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon and crashing in Seattle and then flying in Wednesday. So see you soon, dude. Stoked to link up with you and Jason and the rest of the crew. Can't wait, man. Yeah, guys. By the way, go check out Bo's channel. He just put a couple of videos up, and yeah, you're gonna be seeing him in some videos soon. All right, let me check the super chats here real quick. All right, we got Bad Riders, Adam. Everything but the terrain park. Basically, groomers, trees, basically anything but park. Okay, so we've got some conflicting opinions going on with the definition of what an all mountain snowboard is. Because, then they've got free ride too. And then like your powder specific boards. So it gets a little confusing. Like freestyle, all mountain, free ride, powder. What are the nuances there? Well, I'm glad, like I kind of knew already that there was a little bit of kind of uncertainty going on there. So it's interesting to kind of get that out, and especially from like you, Adam, because I know you really like the tech, and then Engen obviously is super into tech as well, and both of you guys have tried a bunch of boards, so it's interesting. All right, Vince Lacey, Twin Pig versus Ultrafear, pros, cons. So the Twin Pig pros, I would say for me is that the two biggest pros versus the Ultrafear is that it incorporates positive camber into the profile, which is something I am a fan of. A bit more pop, a bit more stability, a bit more energy out of that snowboard. It's also really wide, so you can size down on it. It's a volume shifted board. I actually own the 151 Twin Pig, and it's wide enough where you can still really lay it over. It's going to be fun in the slush and kind of, you know, when you start digging deeper into the snow, it's not so firm. It's still going to carve well and do well in that type of snow. Whereas the Ultrafear, I think, is a bit more jibby and a little bit more of a playful feel going on. And you know, a little bit narrower, so it's going to be a little bit quicker edge to edge. And one thing I don't like about the Twin Pig, which I kind of liked at first, but just the shape of it on the tips, they have those really sharp corners. Like if you guys have seen the Twin Pig, it's like flat on the top on the tip, and then it's like abruptly sharp corner right there. And I haven't had any issues yet, but I feel like if you're doing butters or like dragging the tail doing butters, or you know, maybe you mess up like pre-spin a little bit, that probably increases the chances of catching just a bit. So yeah, I'd say the biggest advantages are the width. You can downsize, it's got camber, and then the Ultrafear is just a bit more kind of jibby all around park kind of board. A little more playful for sure, and it's got a better base. It's a faster snowboard. Yeah, there's some pros and cons there. Awesome, guys. Thank you for all of the super chats. Bucks Nabes, how is the HCSC for kids? So High Cascade Snowboard Camp is what he's talking about there, and it's epic. I mean, it's like if your kid is into snowboarding or skateboarding, it's like a literal dream world. I mean, they've got it dialed. They've got everything. They've got private indoor skate parks. They've got the Concrete Jungle, which is this insane outdoor kind of like really flowy skate park. You're going up to the hill every day. They've got off-hill activities if you want to take a down day. They've got great like bunks and like bunk rooms for all the kids. They've really got it dialed. So and I think it's really good value too. You know, you get, once you're there, everything's covered: transportation, accommodation, lift tickets. You can demo all of next year's gear. Yeah, coaching. It's all there. Oh, Buck, you're 13, dude. Yeah, you would love it, man. See if you can convince your parents to get you out there. Erica Constantino on the live chat. What's up, Erica? Hope you've had a good season. OG on YouTube here. Sick, guys. Andrew Green, where are you going to ride during the North America off season? So the season here in Whistler goes pretty much till the end of May, and then they've got the summer glacier going through the summer. So maybe we'll check that out. I think High Cascade over in Mount Hood will be out there. Copper in Colorado. And then I think the big trip is going to be kind of down to the southern hemisphere. We're looking at New Zealand is probably for sure going to happen. Looking at Australia, maybe potentially even South America as well, like Chile, Argentina. So keep you guys posted. But yeah, a lot of stuff to. There's a lot of ways to keep the snowboarding going through the North America off season for sure. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get into some warmer climates as well in between the trips. Like I might go back to North Carolina for like a week or two and spend some time with the family, and maybe show you guys some of like my favorite cliff jumping spots and stuff like that. Maybe get out to Colorado around the time we go to Copper. Maybe do some like mountain biking or like camping and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, definitely gonna keep the snowboarding going. Lots of trips. All right, we got Burns with the super chat here. Hey TJ, I need an East Coast park board. I'm 6'6", 200 pounds, size 14. I've narrowed it down to the Lobster Sender Battalion Evil Twin or Ride Twin Pig, but it only comes in 159. I currently ride Lib Skunk Ape 161. Can I go down in size? I think for the Twin Pig, you could go down to the 159 for sure. I don't know like the weight scales off the top of my head, but being 6'6", I think that you could whip around the 159 the same way that I whip around the 151. So out of what you mentioned, ooh, I am a big fan of Lobster and Battalion with that 3BT and that positive camber for park, as you guys may know. But yeah, the Twin Pig, like it's got that width that you're gonna want with those size 14 boots. So I'd probably go for the Twin Pig, man. Honestly, unless if you can find the Evil Twin or the Sender in a wide, I'd probably go Evil Twin over the Sender, just because it's a true twin. The Sender has that 99% twin shape. But yeah. Maybe to also check out the, I know maybe I'm a little biased because it's one of my personal favorite boards, but the Arbor Westmark Camber. And I'm just saying because you're on the East Coast, you got that icy stuff sometimes, and it's got that grip tech. So maybe something from Arbor could be a good option. Or if you can find the Headspace from GNU in a wide, then you'll have that mellow magnet traction, which will help a lot in the more icy stuff you might find yourself in. Otherwise, yeah, Twin Pig would be a good one. Cheyenne, what are your top park/jib boards? So on the jibby side of the spectrum, Cheyenne, I think the Capita Outer Space Living is one of my favorites. It's got that Camrock profile going on, pretty soft flex. The Yes Basic, again, with that Camrock profile. I think that's kind of what I would gravitate to for jibby stuff. Camrock, that way you still have that pop, that stability from the camber, and something that's a bit softer flexing. So yeah, that's why I threw out those two specifically. The Solomon Huck Knife could be a good one to check out as well. That's going to have that same profile and have a pretty good flex for that style of riding. So yeah, check those out. And you know, if you're looking at other options, just kind of keep that kind of style of snowboarding in mind. So that style of snowboard in mind. Sweet. All right, I think we got some super chats that came through here. Reggie with another super chat, bro. You're killing it today, man. Thank you, Reggie. I appreciate the support as always. Travel fund, hashtag food fund, hashtag safety fund with the legends Bo, Yannick, and Arav from OG's family. Thank you so much, Reggie. I'll put it to good use. And on this next trip, you're going to meet the OG homie Jason. I can't wait for you guys to see him in some of the videos. It's going to be a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun riding together. So get ready to meet Jason. All right, Johnny Ferreira, TJ, DOA, Outsider, or Outer Space Living for All Mountain/Park? Also, did your Adidas boots start to feel a bit too big once it packed in? Johnny, great question. I'll answer the boot part first. So they actually did not. They packed out perfectly. I didn't heat mold them. I just wore them and packed them out naturally. And I actually, when I bought the boots, normally I wear a 9.5. That's what my feet measure to. And I stepped it down to a size 9. So they were a little bit tight when I first got them, and I was kind of nervous. I wasn't sure if I was making the right call. And now that I've kind of been through it, that was absolutely the right call. So they were pretty comfortable, even brand new, but they packed out perfectly. But like I mentioned before, the downside is, you know, when I first put them on those first few days, I was like, man, these might be too stiff. This is like more boot than what I bargained for. And then after, you know, around like day 20, 25, for sure by day 30, I was like, these are soft. Specifically my back leg boot. It's like really soft, no support at all left. And then DOA, Outsider, or Outer Space Living for All Mountain/Park. DOA, unless if you're more of a jumper than a jibber, you could go for the Outsiders, but it's quite stiff. The OSL, I think, is a little too soft for All Mountain. I think you'd have more fun on the DOA or the Outsiders. Carrie, Maybe your female subs can send in reviews on their boards. Hashtag DWCP. So Carrie's in on it too. When are you guys gonna let us in? Um, yeah, that could be an option for sure. If would you like film and edit a review and send it? That I think that's the question on the table. Is do you wanna do all that? Because that would be pretty awesome. Yeah, maybe hit me up if you want to do all that work, and yeah, I would be open to that, I think. Oh, NGen calling it out with the last super chat I'm seeing here right now. TJ, hate to remind you, but there's still a rail waiting for you in Dubai. Hashtag DWCP. You're right, man. I was actually thinking, because we were talking about maybe going out to Austria, sometime soon. Like I said, I want to get back out there as soon as I can. And if I go, I gotta board slide that rail. Like, it's scary thinking about it. Like, how, man, it would be a really bad scenario if I board slid it again and I caught my edge again and fell on my shoulder again, which is possible. But I think if I was there, I would hit it, man. I'd have to get redemption, and I feel like I would be better prepared. I was kind of rushed last time, but that's a whole nother story. And but yeah, no excuses. I messed up and I got wrecked for sure. But yeah, we'll have to conquer that. If not this spring, then whenever we're there, hopefully kind of the same time we were there this season, but hopefully they have more snow and we can ride the true Stubai Zoo with the big jumps and get some redemption on that rail. Sick, guys. Well, I think that's going to be it for the live chat today. But thank you guys so much for hanging out for around an hour with me today. Hope you guys are getting some snow wherever you're at. I can kind of see in the camera here that it's still, it looks like it's still snowing in Whistler. So tomorrow should be pretty fun up here in Canada. But yeah, heading out to Colorado soon. So follow me on Instagram if you're in Colorado and you want to try to get some laps in on hill at Board Archive. Really looking forward to that trip. And I'll see you guys next week on Monday. Hope to see you guys here. Thank you for all the great questions. Thank you everyone for all the super chats. Really, really appreciate it. And take